Meetings and working sessions are important in organizations, but they can be ineffective and time-consuming. A system of working sessions can improve the efficiency and effectiveness of meetings. The facilitator plays a key role in organizing and managing the meeting, while the participants are responsible for the content of the discussion. There are 4 types of sessions in this system: goal setting, brainstorming, developing solutions, and planning. The goal-setting session involves identifying and prioritizing challenges, drivers of the business, and trends. The brainstorming session is for finding new approaches to existing problems and generating new ideas. The solution development session focuses on creating individual solutions for specific problems. The planning session involves creating an action plan based on the results of the previous sessions. The facilitator should aim to involve all participants and create a productive and efficient meeting. The group of participants should typically consist of 10 to 12 people, but this number can vary. Sessions can last from 20 minutes to several hours, with a 10-minute break every hour. Participants should not use their mobile phones during the meeting. The facilitator has the flexibility to seat participants at a common table or in a different arrangement. Additional information can be displayed on specially prepared stands. The goal-setting session starts with the facilitator introducing the purpose of the meeting. The facilitator then asks the participants to share their views on the drivers of the business, current trends, opportunities, and challenges. The facilitator writes down the ideas shared by the participants on a flip chart or whiteboard. The facilitator then asks the participants to prioritize the ideas based on their importance and relevance. The facilitator leads a discussion on the prioritized ideas and helps the group reach a consensus on the goals to be addressed. The facilitator records the agreed upon goals and shares them with the group. The brainstorming session starts with the facilitator introducing the problem or challenge to be addressed. The facilitator asks the participants to brainstorm as many ideas as possible to solve the problem. The facilitator records all the ideas shared by the participants on a flip chart or whiteboard. The facilitator asks the participants to evaluate the feasibility and potential impact of each idea. The facilitator leads a discussion on the evaluated ideas and helps the group reach a consensus on the most promising approaches. The facilitator records the agreed upon approaches and shares them with the group. The solution development session starts with the facilitator introducing the problem or challenge to be addressed. The facilitator asks the participants to come up with individual solutions for the problem. The facilitator asks the participants to present their solutions to the group. The facilitator leads a discussion on the presented solutions and helps the group evaluate their feasibility and potential impact. The facilitator asks the participants to refine their solutions based on the feedback received. The facilitator asks the participants to present their refined solutions to the group. The facilitator leads a discussion on the refined solutions and helps the group reach a consensus on the best solution. The facilitator records the agreed upon solution and shares it with the group. The planning session starts with the facilitator introducing the action plan template. The facilitator records the agreed upon tasks, responsible parties, and deadlines on the action plan template. The facilitator should be able to work with diverse groups and facilitate sessions in a variety of settings and contexts. The facilitator should be able to adapt the system of working sessions to the specific needs and goals of the organization. The facilitator should continually strive to improve their skills and stay up to date with the latest developments in facilitation. The facilitator should be trained and knowledgeable about the principles and best practices of facilitation. The facilitator should use the feedback to make improvements and adjustments to the system of working sessions. The facilitator should evaluate the effectiveness of the session and gather feedback from the participants. The facilitator should follow up on the action plan to ensure that tasks are being completed as agreed upon. The facilitator should document the proceedings and outcomes of the session for future reference. The facilitator should ensure that all necessary materials and equipment are prepared and ready for the session. The facilitator should provide feedback and support to the group to help them improve their skills and performance. The facilitator should be skilled in conflict resolution and able to manage any disagreements or tensions that may arise. The facilitator should be objective and neutral, not taking sides or advocating for any particular position. The facilitator should be flexible and adaptable to the needs and dynamics of the group. The facilitator should manage the time and flow of the session to stay on track and meet the desired outcomes. The facilitator should provide a safe and inclusive environment for open and honest communication. The facilitator should encourage equal participation from all members of the group. The facilitator should ensure that all sessions are conducted in a respectful and professional manner. The facilitator also enters the action plan into a special database for future reference. The facilitator records the final action plan and shares it with the group. The facilitator asks the participants to review the completed action plan and make any necessary revisions. The facilitator records the agreed upon strategies on the action plan template. The facilitator leads a discussion on the identified obstacles and helps the group come up with strategies to mitigate them. The facilitator asks the participants to identify any potential obstacles or risks to completing the tasks.